don't know what's going on. Nope, not back. Am I back? I'm back. All right. I think it's working now. Hi. Happy Monday. It's Monday. Holy moly. All right. I'm Sarah. Welcome to True North. Holy moly. I'm the host of this craziness. Yeah. All right. My music's up a little loud. Got some Canon and D going because this is my fave. It's when my tea is way over here. I'm not centered. It's Monday. Monday. Get my tea. Let me get my tea. Got my highlighters. Okay. Push this out a little bit. There we go. Got a little bit more room. Not really. How's everybody? What's up? What's new? What's going on? Anything good? No? Not much here either. Not much. The rents are at the senior center because that's what they do. Make sure my chat is open. Yay. All right. Lady Gray. Shocker. Winter's back. Yeah. No. So let me go change this real quick. The schedule. I've been busy this way. I've been writing all morning. So I didn't do stuff I should have done. I'm sorry. I apologize. So the heading is wrong, the title's wrong. Not talking about grief today. I dealt with that enough yesterday. We had services for my Aunt Donna. So I'll get this down. That over there and this over here and ay. All right. Do what I want. Do what I want. Move. Is that what I want? No. I know I am live. I am aware. I am aware. Oh, man. Let me do what I want to do. Is it too late for me to do what I want to do? Let's see. I'm still not sure about these glasses, just so you know. Let's see. Can I get in here and do what I want to do? Yes, I can. I think. Yes. I think I can. Today is Monday. So today we're talking about the art of letting go. Yeah. Sure are. Okay, there's that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Hi, I'm sorry. I hate when I come on here and look all meh, but I'm trying to do stuff that I don't know how to do. So, but I know there's a way to do it, and the people that know how to do it aren't here. That's not it. No. I don't want to hit something that I'm not supposed to. So, you know. Oh, no. See, I almost did something I wasn't supposed to do. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Bad. And I just lost my chat because I hit the wrong thing. Damn it. Where did you go? Because I didn't lock it in. Come back. Okay, let's do it again. Because it might be what I need to do is... Oh, it's over here. Why are you over there? I can't... I need you over here. And I need you bigger. Like that. Okay, I think I fixed it. It's hard being me. Anyway. Today is about the art. It'd help if I could see. I really can't see. Lord, have mercy. The art of letting go. That only took me a few minutes to get that in there, right? So it keeps saying my stream is cutting out and then coming back and then cutting out and then coming back. So I don't know what's going on. Strange. Very, very strange. Really be helpful if I could see. Like my timer's not working. Nothing is working right. I was using my other computer all weekend and not this one. Maybe this one's mad at me. I don't know. I used to think that inanimate objects had feelings when I was a child. Some would say I'm still a child. Maybe. So, I'm going to try to make this 90 minutes long. I wrote a really long script. It's really, really long. We'll see what happens. You know how I am. If you've been here before, you really know how I am. just doesn't happen sometimes. I try really hard, but it just doesn't happen. So we'll see what happens. So, and I'm going through this, how letting go can help us mentally, physically, and spiritually, because it all matters, right? So again, gonna go for 90 minutes. I have this packed full of insights, personal reflections, some interactive sessions, and some guided exercises like normal, a lot of breathing, a lot of breathing. All right. So, and then a question for the chat. Have you ever had trouble of letting something go? I think we all have. I think we all have. Could be a past mistake, a grudge. Guilty, guilty. Stress about the future. Yeah. So, what does letting go mean? I'm going to clarify what we mean by letting go. In psychological terms, letting go often involves acceptance, accepting what we can't change, and releasing our tight grip on certain thoughts, feelings, or outcomes. It's closely tied to concepts like forgiveness, self compassion, and psychological flexibility. From a more spiritual angle, letting go is about non attachment, freeing ourselves from clinging to desires or aversions and finding peace with what is. Thinking of Think of it as loosening that knot in your chest that's been holding you back. Okay? By the end of this stream, we'll see how letting go can boost your mental well-being, lighten your physical stress load, and even uplift us spiritually. We'll also learn practical methods from meditation and breath work to journaling and reframing our thoughts. So you can actually practice letting go in your daily life and throughout, and throughout, and throughout, and throughout. We're going to be doing a lot of breathing. Okay? First up, let's talk about the psychology behind why we hold on to things and why it's so important and hard to let go. So, why we hold on and why it's hard to let go. Okay? It's completely normal to form attachments. In fact, our attachments often come from things we truly care about: our loved ones, our dreams, our identity. Psychologists say attachment is almost the flip side of caring or valuing something. For example, you care about doing well at work, so you become attached to a project's outcome, or you care about a relationship, so you cling to it. Attachment itself isn't bad, it's human. The trouble comes when we can't loosen our grip, even after something isn't serving us anymore. If we get stuck obsessing over a past mistake or an old grievance, that attachment can turn into a source of pain. Think of it like this: if you've ever replayed an embarrassing moment or argument over and over in your mind, our brains tend to ruminate, especially on negative experiences, right? Oh, yeah, I should have said this. I should have done that. Why did they say this? Why did they say that? Right? And it's in an attempt to solve them or prevent future things like that happening. But ironically, this rumination just keeps us mentally trapped in the past because we dwell, right? Because we dwell. One study describes this as a lack of psychological detachment, and found it contributes to burnout and chronic stress. In other words, when we can't mentally let go of work or conflict, it exhausts us. That makes complete sense. Now, from a neuroscience perspective, holding on to emotional pain activates the brain's stress responses. We might get stuck in the flight, fright, freeze loop, where the emotional part of our brain, like the amygdala, stays on high alert. Meanwhile, the rational part, the prefrontal cortex, that could help us let go is bypassed. That's why when we're fixating, it feels so hard to simply decide to drop it. Our brain literally thinks holding on is protecting us, even when it's actually causing distress. Now, psychologists, often think letting go with acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT. A big goal is to accept thoughts and feelings without getting tangled in them. Stephen C. Hayes, who developed ACT, emphasizes psychological flexibility, being able to hold your thoughts a bit more loosely and act according to your values. That's essentially letting go of the struggle with thoughts. And we're going to practice some of this later, okay? So, also, ever heard the phrase gripping too tight or holding on too tightly? Sometimes we think if we just hold on a little longer or worry a little harder, we can control the outcome. But often that's an illusion of control. Clinging to control can turn into obsession or fixation. I'm so talking to myself on this one. Oh, yeah. And these things actually limit us. All right. This is how one expert put it. Attachment is the flip side of care, but an overattachment becomes a cage. Because you're stuck. You're stuck. The monkey trap. This is a quick story. Okay. To illustrate this, let me share a classic parable. Some of you might know this. All right. In certain places, hunters use a simple monkey trap. They hollow out a coconut or a jar and put a treat inside. The opening is just big enough for a monkey's hand when open, but not big enough when its fist is holding the treat. The monkey reaches in and grabs the food, but then it's stuck. The monkey won't let go of the treat even as the hunters approach because it refuses to release the prize. The monkey traps itself. Now, it's okay when its hands like this, but when it does this, it's okay like this. When it does this, it's not letting go. It's not getting out. Right? If we don't let go, we can end up trapped in our own attachments. In life, our prize might be an idea of how things should be, or a desire for revenge, or guilt we think we deserve. We hold it tightly and we trap ourselves in suffering. Let me know what's one banana you've seen people or yourself hold on to. Could be pride, an ex, a missed opportunity. No judgment. You don't have to share if you don't want to. But recognizing this is the first step to letting it go. It's kind of like, the first thing to solving a problem is recognizing that there is one, right? My phone's telling me that I'm late for my stream. Hold, please. Thank you for being so on top of things. Stop it. Okay. Now, the benefits of letting go, and this is backed by science. So, why go through the trouble of learning to let go? What's in it for us psychologically? Research is really encouraging news. Letting go is really good for our mental health. Recent studies on non attachment, that's a scientific term for mindset of letting go, shows it protects us from anxiety, depression, and stress. In a 3-year study, people who cultivated non attachments were less likely to develop mental health problems. Basically, being able to loosen fixation kept them happier and more resilient. Other research found that non attachment is linked to higher well being and even flourishing in life. When we're not obsessively clinging, we tend to ruminate less, feel less resentment, and experience less emotional turmoil. It's like decluttering your mind. Toss out the heavy stuff and make room for peace. Who's not on board with that? Really? And I know it's hard to let stuff go. Trust me. Sometimes it feels good to just sit in it, right? I know. But it's not good for you. So not good for you. Mindfulness experts also say that letting go is a key mechanism behind why mindfulness meditation works. One paper described it well. Mindfulness is being openly aware of the present, and non attachment is trying to control what arises in that awareness. When we stop trying to control or cling to our thoughts and feelings, our mind finds balance more easily. In fact, part of how mindfulness improves mood is by teaching the mind to let go of its constant judgment and worries. And what is mindfulness? Being in the present without judgment, right? Not judging your thoughts, not judging your feelings, but being in the present with them. So, to sum up, psychologically, letting go means less emotional baggage and more flexibility. Instead of being stuck in the past or fixated on fears, we become more present and adaptable. We can respond to life's challenges more calmly, and as we'll see next, this isn't just in your head. It has real effects on your body too. And this is one of the things I really wanted to stress on is the physical effects that this has on you. Right? And when you don't let things go, it affects you physically. And when you let things go, you have that physical feeling of that weight being lifted off your shoulders, that weight being gone. It is a physical feeling. You feel that. And this is that emotional weight that we carry around with us that we don't have to. We need to learn to let it go. Okay. So let's move on to how holding stress, anger, or guilt can impact our bodies and how letting go can help heal those effects. And this is where the mind and the body meet. Okay. You know the phrase, stress is killing me? And we say it half jokingly. Well, chronic stress does take a toll on the body. When we hold on to negative emotions like anger or prolonged stress, our body stays in the state of high alert. It's like an alarm that never turns off. Chronic anger, for example, keeps us in fight or flight mode, raising our heart rate, blood pressure, and even messing with our immune system. Dr. Karen Schwartz from Johns Hopkins explains that this constant stress response can increase the risk of health issues such as heart disease, diabetes, and depression. Basically, the body interprets long held anger or anxiety as a threat and it wears us down over time. Physical signs of holding on. You might be wondering, what does holding on feel like physically? Well, a lot of time it shows up as typical stress symptoms. For instance, unresolved guilt or worry can lead to muscle tension. We feel that tightness in our shoulders. Fatigue, insomnia, or stomach troubles, ulcers. We get ulcers. Ever had a guilty conscience that literally kept you up at night or gave you a knot in your stomach? That's the mind body connection in action. Medical experts note that emotions we don't release can get embodied tension in our neck and shoulders, headaches, chest tightness, you name it. That's what I'm talking. You get that tension all through here into your neck, the headaches, the jaw. You get TMJ from this. I'm not kidding. It happens. You can ruin your teeth from clenching. Is it worth it? One health article says emotions can be trapped in the body, manifesting as persistent physical pain or tension until we find a way to release them. Now, I myself am going to do a quick self-check just to show you how this is done. So the body scan. Now, I've told you about this before. You scan your body from head to toe, and I'm talking everything, everything. You just sit. I usually do it laying down, but you just close your eyes and you just do a quick scan of how does everything feel, right? How does everything feel? Is there tightness, discomfort, a clenched jaw, stiff shoulders, butterflies in your belly? This can complete clues that there's some emotion hanging around. Now, I feel it in my shoulders and my neck when I'm tense, like I'm literally carrying weight, right? I get a pain in my jaw from clenching my jaw. I get sores right here because I chew on my cheek when I'm stressed. Right here, I get sores because I chew on my cheek. Not kidding. Not kidding. So if you guys go through the same thing, just take notice. Take notice. Be aware. And you can start to, again, once you're aware of the problem, that's when you can take the steps you need to solve the problem, right? So this is the glass of water demo. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this before. So imagine I'm holding a glass of water. How heavy do you think this glass of water is? 8 ounces, 12 ounces. It's not about the weight. If I hold this for just a minute, it's no problem. If I hold it for an hour, my arm's going to start aching. If I hold it all day, my arm will go numb and I'll be in serious pain. The weight doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it feels. Now imagine if this is your stress or your guilt or something else that you're just not letting go. Good morning, Erica. This is my stress. I know it's empty, but I'm pretending it's a glass of water. Ah, mhm. It's sunny out today. So I think the monkey trap story and the glass of water are great analogies for understanding what all this means. Like, it's empty, right? There's nothing there. But the longer you hold your arm, the heavier it becomes. And again, if I hold it for a minute, okay. An hour, ugh. The day, no. How long do we hold on to things? Years? Decades? Right? That's a long time to be holding on to nothing that you can do about. You can do nothing about it. You need to let it go, right? Just let it go. I think it's a good analogy. Hi, Erica. How are you? How's everything? Happy Monday. How are you today? Welcome to the Art of Letting Go. You missed, I had a really good story about letting go. The monkey trap. So, monkeys are like we are when it comes to letting things go. We don't, and they don't. Hunters, to catch a monkey, would put a treat in a jar or in a coconut. They would dig a hole, and monkeys would be able to reach in like this with their hand open, but then they would grab it like this and they can't pull their hand out. And the monkeys don't let go of the treat. So they're stuck. Kind of like us. We don't let go of stuff, right? Of our worries, of our grudges, of our stress. So that's an analogy right there, because we end up trapped by our own attachments, right? And that our prize could be how things should be, the desire for revenge, guilt we think we deserve. We hold on to it tightly and then we trap ourselves in our own suffering. Yeah, right? And then when you came in, you saw me pretending to hold a glass of water. So, and what that was, I'm okay holding this empty glass for a minute, but if I hold on to it for an hour, I'm going to start to hurt. But if I hold on to it all day, I'm really going to be hurting. But how long do we hold on to stuff? Really? Years? Decades? And what's in this? Nothing. What can we normally do about stuff that we're holding on to? Absolutely nothing. Because it's normally stuff that's happened in the past, that's already done, right? That we can do absolutely nothing about. And that's probably one of my favorite analogies, is the empty glass. Exactly. Right? Um, the longer we hold on to stress, like the empty glass, the heavier the burden it becomes. That's why you need to remember to always put the glass down. It's not yours to carry. And the point, the stress and the worries of life are like that glass of water. You think about a problem briefly and nothing bad happens. Think about it for hours, you start to hurt. Carry it with you constantly, and you'll feel paralyzed by it. Um, so again, always remember to put the glass down. Just let it go. Um, the the script that I wrote for today, I'm going by psychology, medicine, spiritually, you know, how not letting go of things affects our health, medically affects our health, psychologically. Oh, I I hear you. Hear you. With me it was guilt. With me it was guilt. I've carried guilt for 23 years. 23 years. Um it was mentally trapped in the past, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And I actually went to acceptance and commitment therapy. because I needed to learn to accept that it wasn't my fault. And I needed to let go. And it's hard. It's hard because I held on to that guilt. It was mine. I sat in that guilt. It almost cost me my marriage to Tom because I broke up with him. I felt so guilty over the death of my husband. The guilt, yeah. Guilt is hard. It digs its way in there and it makes a home. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. And it makes you sick. It can make you so sick. I was just saying how it affects you. It can heart disease and arthritis and stomach ulcers, and you can actually lose your teeth, because you chomp down on your jaw and you grit your teeth, and you can get TMJ and jaw issues, and neck problems and shoulder issues, and oh, it's just so hard. um they said unresolved guilt can lead to muscle tension, fatigue, insomnia, stomach issues. um Emotions can be trapped in the body, literally trapped in the body. I did a lot of research for this one. A lot of research. um but the health benefits of letting go. Now, one of the most dramatic examples of letting go helping the body is forgiveness. And a lot of it is forgiveness for yourself, not just of other people, but forgiving yourself. And forgiveness is basically letting go of anger and resentment towards someone who hurt you, or forgiving yourself. And it turns out you can have huge health benefits for doing this, because that weight, that it's an actual physical presence, is gone. Yes. Yes, because it's gone. It's the tension, that tension, right? It wears you down, it wears you out. Yeah. Yep. It's a release. Um, One of the things I was also talking about is chronic anger, because there is such a thing as chronic anger, and that can take a toll on you too. And it's that's a rough one. And that goes along with chronic guilt. Um, yeah, that's a hard one. Chronic anger. A lot of it has to do, especially with women, is it messes with our hormones. So, and it's hard because unreleased stress hormones like cortisol can do things like raise your blood pressure and suppress your immune system. But when we let go and relax, our bodies have a chance to recover. And there's a study where people who practice a brief mindful letting go after a stressor had a faster drop in cortisol than those who didn't. So they actually did a study on this, and they literally turned to a calm baseline. calm baseline, and their cortisol levels came down to where they were supposed to be. Instead of, whew, and their stress level was crazy, so their cortisol level was, not right, so their hormones were going nuts. And we know what happens then, right? We're angry, we're pissed all the time. We freak out over the stupidest little shit, you know, and it's not fair to the people around us. And half the time we don't know what's going on because our hormones are just off kilter because we're stressed or angry or feeling guilty. And it's just a big freaking crazy circus going on in our body, all because of our emotions, because we didn't let something go. It's hard. It's hard, but it's something we can control. And sometimes we need therapy to do it. Like I said, I did ACT therapy, and it was acceptance and commitment therapy was amazing for me. It worked. I needed it. I needed it. But and letting go isn't just an idea, it's a practice. I mean, it's something you have to work at, like anything else. But it's a lot of breathing techniques, which I've taught you guys over and over and over again. You can do your box breathing or your 1, 2, 3, 4 breathing. Um, but it's so good for you spiritually, medically, psychology. Do not miss that. Do not miss that. Check on that, please. Oh, God. Please don't miss that. Mine are at Thursday at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm her first appointment. Oh, yeah. Every week. But it even says here, like I said, I did a lot of research for this. Those who hold on to grudges are more prone to anxiety, depression, and even PTSD. Um, but then Harvard Health also knows that holding on to anger or hurt leads to more stress and higher hostility, whereas practicing forgiveness boosts your overall satisfaction with life. I was hostile because I was angry, because I felt guilty. And it all tied into one thing, and that was the death of my husband, that I felt so guilty over. And it wasn't my fault. I mean, it had literally nothing to do with me. He just happened to die right next to me. But it was just, he had a heart attack. There was nothing I could do about it. It was severe. I mean, he was just gone like that. There was no CPR bringing that back. But chronic emotional distress and chronic physical distress equal the same thing. So remember, I always tell you, you can't have mental health without physical health, and you can't have physical health without mental health, because you can't. You have to have both to be healthy. If one is off, the other one is off. That's just how it works. You have to have both. It was very traumatic. Yes. Yes. But I shouldn't have felt guilty about it. But I did. Part of me still does. I probably always will. But I forgave myself for that. I had to. Um, it just happened. So, and I had to let it go. There's a lot, there's just stuff we don't have control over, you know.
and it wasn't mine to hold on to, you know. It was just it just happened. It's hard. It's hard, you know. It's hard. Oh, you were just a baby. I'm sorry. It's hard. That must have been so scary for you. Wow. I'm sorry, honey. Yeah, those medical emergencies are rough. Really, really rough. Yeah, yeah. That's the same with Toby. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It's like it happened yesterday. But, but when we release that distress, that equals physical relief. Like you said, you felt younger when you got rid of that partner. You do feel a physical relief. When you forgive or accept something, you're telling your body it's okay to calm down now. Your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure drops, your muscles relax, and you feel lighter, or in your case, Erica, younger. That's a huge bonus. Oh, I think I'm in ads again. I have a really good example here. And I can't remember when this happened. I could probably look it up. It wasn't that long ago. Hmm. I wonder. Uh, I'm not gonna look. God, I have so many ads. It's so annoying. Oh, there's something else. And I thought about this too. Letting go does not mean that you're giving up. It doesn't. And most of the time, when we're letting go of something, it wasn't ours to hold on to begin with. We made it ours. It normally wasn't ours. It's just so you know. Um, why do we hold on to things that cause us pain? Why do we replay mistakes or carry guilt or hold on to resentment? And we don't hold on to things for no reason. We feel like they serve a purpose. And we hold on to regret because we think it keeps us from making the same mistake again. Sometimes we hold on to guilt because we believe it proves we care. And we hold on to anger because we think it keeps us safe from being hurt again. But the reality is, holding on to these emotions doesn't protect us, they only keep us stuck. And we need to remember that, like the monkey trap. They keep us stuck. We don't grow, we don't flourish. We're just stuck in that rut of guilt and anger and regret. We're not learning anything, we're not moving forward. We're stuck in regret, you know? And like when I was going through all of mine and I felt all of this, the chronic stress response, the weakened immune system, digestive issues, the pain and inflammation, high blood pressure. Um, I was exhausted all the time. I was having flare ups all the time, between the death of Toby and being sick. And my body was screaming at me constantly, but I was not giving it up. I was not letting it go until I put myself in the hospital because it was mine, and it's hard, you know, it is hard and I get it. But that real life example that I was talking about, there was a school shooting um, in an Amish community. And the Amish family who lost their children forgave this man incredibly quickly. They even reached out to comfort the shooter's family, and everyone was stunned by their grace. And when asked how they could forgive, the Amish said their faith and emotional release was the only way to free themselves from hate. By letting go of vengeance, they protected their own hearts from lifelong bitterness. This kind of extreme forgiveness shows that letting go can be transformative. It doesn't mean forgetting or saying the harm was okay. It means refusing to carry the poison of anger in your body any longer. Now, not many of us could do what they did, but we can all learn from it. So, physically, what's the takeaway from that? Holding on to stress, anger, and guilt makes our bodies suffer, but letting go can lead to real healing, reduced stress hormones, better sleep, stronger immunity. Those are the big benefits. Our body wants to heal and return to balance, and we assist that by periodically setting the glass down. Now, remember, I was going to tell you about the spiritual benefits. Okay. Now, the Buddhist teachings, and I watched a special on Buddhism yesterday. The Buddha taught that if there's one spiritual tradition synonymous with letting go, it is Buddhism. Attachment is the root of all suffering. This doesn't mean we shouldn't love or care. It means clinging tightly to maternal things, to people, or even to our views and expectations. Inevitably leads to dissatisfaction because everything in life is impermanent. In Buddhism, the idea of impermanence is central. Everything changes, nothing lasts forever. When we accept impermanence, we can let experiences come and go without clinging. One of the core Buddhist principles is non attachment, or something called detachment, though not in a cold way. Non attachment is about engaging with life fully, but without holding on too tightly to outcomes. A Buddhist text, The Four Noble Truths, explicitly says life has suffering. The cause of suffering is attachment, and if we let go of attachment, we can be free of suffering. That's powerful, and the path to achieve that involves practices like mindfulness and meditation, which cultivate an attitude of letting thoughts and desires pass like clouds in the sky. Here's a Zen story that illustrates letting go. Two monks, an elder and a young monk, were traveling and came to a river with a strong current. A woman was there, unable to cross alone. The elder monk picked her up, carried her across the river, and set her down on the other side. The monks continued on their way. The young monk was upset and silent for hours. Finally, he blurted out, "How could you carry that woman? We monks are not supposed to touch women." The elder monk calmly replied, "I set the woman down on the river bank hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" Ooh. The young monk had been mentally carrying that burden for long after the event. The elder's point: let go of past events and needless concerns. or you carry that weight far more than necessary. That's such a good point. Daoism, which is now Taoism, going with the flow, an ancient Chinese philosophy, letting go is reflected in the concept of Wu Wei, which means non action or effortless action. It doesn't literally mean do nothing, it means don't force things. Align with the natural flow of life. Lao Tzu taught that by letting go of our constant striving and resistance, we harmonize with the Tao way of nature. It's a bit like swimming with the current rather than against it. When we practice Wu Wei, we're not paralyzed, we're simply free from the need to control everything. We respond with spontaneously and naturally. This is another flavor of spiritual letting go, trusting the flow of life. Taoism suggests that by yielding and releasing the attachments to specific outcomes, we actually find greater power and peace. Let go and let God. In this theistic spiritual traditions like Christianity or 12-step recovery programs, you'll hear the phrase let go and let God. This means surrendering your worries or things you can't control to a higher power's care. In the act of faith and trust, for example, in Christianity, forgiveness and surrender are virtues. Believers are encouraged to forgive others and cast their burdens to God, believing that will bring inner peace. The idea is that by relinquishing our need to judge or avenge, we make room for divine grace and personal healing. Even if you're not religious, there's something universally relieving about the idea of surrender, recognizing something is bigger than us and we don't have to carry the whole world on our shoulders. A related idea is the serenity prayer, often quoted in recovering communities. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This beautifully captures the essence of letting go. Accept, let go of what's beyond you, and take action on what you can change. It's the sweet spot of control versus surrender. Mindfulness and present moment. Spirituality and mindfulness go hand in hand. In mindfulness practice, which can be secular or spiritual, one of the foundational attitudes is letting go. As mindfulness teacher Jon Kabat-Zinn puts it, you let go of attachment to thoughts that come up during meditation instead of chasing them. You also cultivate non judgment, which is a form of letting go of harsh reactions. By repeatedly observing thoughts or feelings and then gently releasing them, we train our mind to not grab onto everything so tightly. This is essentially a spiritual exercise in non attachment. Over time, it can give us a tremendous sense of freedom. We can learn that we are not our thoughts, and we can allow experiences to arise and pass without being yanked around by them. Many spiritual teachers talk about ego as well, the part of us that clings to identity, pride, and I, me, mine. Letting go spiritually often means loosening the ego's grip. Eckhart Tolle, a well known spiritual author, says sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. Indeed, letting go of egoic grudges or the need to always be right can feel empowering. It frees up energy to be present and compassionate. Here's a pop culture example. Elsa's transformation. If you want a fun pop culture reference, remember Elsa from Disney's Frozen? Her iconic song, Let It Go? I'm not going to sing it in my head. Let It Go is literally about releasing the fear and restraints that kept her prisoner. She was trying so hard to be the good girl and hide her true self that she was miserable. When she finally belts out Let It Go, she embraces who she is and finds her power. It's a great example of how letting go, in her case, of others' expectations and her own self judgment, leads to personal transformation. Not gonna lie, I might sing a line or two. Okay, it's in my head. It's in my head. Kristen Bell, singing in my head. But it's a catchy reminder that shielding our emotional shackles can be liberating. Let it go. Let it go. It's a good song, right? It was. And it's a great movie. Just saying. Do you want to build a snowman? Hmm. It was a great movie. It's a great movie. So, whether through Buddhism, non attachment, Taoism's flow, prayer and surrender, or mindfulness practice, the spiritual message is remarkably similar. We find freedom when we release our tight hold on things. Suffering lessens, inner peace grows. As one Buddhist monk told a traveler, life's happiness often slips away when we're grasping too tightly, but if we let go, we can catch the shiny moments of joy in our periphery. Peace comes from within. Do your duty, but don't attach to the results. Mm. Now it's time to roll up our sleeves. All right. Remember, I said we're going to do some practical techniques? All right. Meditation is one of them. I'm a mindfulness coach, so I do meditation all the time. It's a classic practice of letting go. You don't need to be a monk or to sit cross legged for hours. Thank God, because I cannot sit crisscross applesauce to save my life anymore. Can't do it. I couldn't do it when I was younger either. I'm not good at it. Anyway, a few minutes of mindfulness meditation can help train your brain to release attachments. So, in mindfulness meditation, you typically focus on something like your breath, and inevitably your mind will wander. Maybe you start thinking about what to cook for dinner or recall an awkward memory. The moment you notice you've wandered, that's the magic moment. You gently let the thought go and return your focus to the present, like your breath. You might have to let go of distractions dozens of times in 5-minute meditation, and that's totally normal. Each time is like a rep at the letting go gym. How do you like that reference? I worked really hard on this. Over time, you get better at not getting hooked by every thought or emotion that pops up. It takes practice, okay? It takes a lot of practice sometimes, especially for people with ADHD. Yeah, it's not always fun, but you get there and then it's easy. So, that's fine. And studies show that meditation can increase our awareness and reduce rumination. One study on veterans found that a 10-week program teaching mind body skills, including meditation, significantly reduced PTSD and depression symptoms compared to standard treatment. That's huge. It's really huge. You're talking to a vet here. They learned techniques to observe and release tough emotions and outperformed typical care. Also, remember the study about mindfulness and cortisol? Practicing mindfulness, which involves letting go of judgment, helps people recover from stress faster on a psychological level. And in general, research links regular meditation to lower anxiety and improve mood. So, again, this is proven stuff. This is why I did this. So, I'm not going to drag you through a meditation technique right now. But if you want to try one, let me know and I'll do it with you. Okay? Because I know my mind will wander right now because birds are right there. And the squirrel is sitting in the flower pot looking at me funny. I'm not in the right space. That's fine. If you want to build a meditation habit, 5 minutes a day. That's it. There's apps, and YouTube has plenty of guided meditations for letting go. There's body scans, visualization. My mouth is tripping up all over the place today. Tons of stuff we can do. And remember, it's not about stopping thoughts because it's not going to happen. But about changing a relationship to them. observing and releasing without attachment. And then breath work. We do this all the time. Deep breathing exercises activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Yes, bird. And that's responsible for the relaxation response. And it calms the fight or flight response, lowering your heart rate, blood pressure. This helps reduce that physical grip of stress on your body, right? Each exhale is an opportunity to release tension or an emotion. And remember, I told you just when you breathe, let it go. Breathe it away. Remember, I always tell let it go on the exhale. Just let it go. Let it go. I'm not going to sing. Oh, it's in my head. It's a great song. So we have 4-7-8 breathing, box breathing, 4-6 breathing, 4-4 breathing. You music people, you know what I'm talking about. Do it on the 4 count. Right? Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. You know what I'm talking about. We've done this so many times. 4-7-8. It's so easy and it's so relaxing. It puts me to sleep. I can't do it right now or I'll be knocked out. Night. But it's good for you. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Same as 4-4, just a little longer. That's all. So good for you. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. That's the biggest thing is to remember and feel what it feels like. Me, I'm a little stuffy, so, it's kind of dry. But, that's part of it. Is feel everything. All the physicals. Feel it. Embrace it, And then sighing breath. In through the nose, out through the... That's a sighing breath. All important. All so good for you. All relaxing, And then again, okay, when in doubt, breathe it out. I tell you guys this stuff all the time. It's so good for you. And my mom is like, why are you huffing? I'm not huffing. I'm doing breathing exercises. I think I told you guys this before too. She's always like, why are you huffing? I'm not. I'm doing breathing exercises. Oh my God. Oh, she cracks me up. All right. And then journaling. Okay. Okay. I bought a new journal. I'm so excited. But I have to use up my other journal first. But I'm so excited. So, yeah, it's pretty and it's leather and it says it's embossed and it says journal on it. Oh, I have one that says Sarah's journal on it. I have a few that say Sarah's journal on it. I'm so excited. See all that breathing made me yawn. Now I have to stretch. Now everything's cracking. And now I feel good, right? Oh, right? I know. And this has lasted over an hour. Usually I breeze through these scripts in 20 minutes. I did good. I still have pages left. A lot. Quite a few. And then the different types of journaling, gratitude journaling, and then worry journaling. Okay, worry journaling. So this is huge, but you got to be careful. So worry journaling is when you write down your worries and then you throw them away or burn them. And they're gone. Don't think about them again. Okay? You write it down, rip it out, burn it. It's gone. When you crinkle it up and throw it away, you can get it out of the garbage and you can read it again. Mm. You know what I do? Because I can't burn shit here because I'm at my mom's, right? You know what I do though? I rip everything up into tiny pieces and I'm like, boom, gone. It's gone. All gone. All gone. It's all gone. It's good for you. Get rid of it. It's like, I don't know, when you clean out your closet, except you're not giving stuff away to somebody else. You're like, oh, this has way too many holes in it. And it's not even good for a rag. Throw it away. Get rid of it. It's gone. Expired food in your fridge. These are expired in your brain. Get rid of it. Gone. Psst, gone. All right. It's not good for you. Oh, I need a nap. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But journaling, you can write down your hopes and your dreams and your fears, and you get it all out on paper. I'm writing a book right now. And oh my God, I am coming in touch with all the emotions, all the feels, all the feels. Holy moly. All the feels. I tell you, holy cow. Because of all the memories. It's crazy. And then I'm embracing them instead of letting them go. They're mine for a little bit, and then I'll let them go. But let me just, because they're good ones, I'm going to savor them for a little bit. And I think once this book is done, I'll be able to let everything go. It's going to be so good, right? It's going to be so good. I'm excited. I'm excited. Almost done with chapter 1. I got a lot to write about. A lot. But and journaling regularly doesn't mean every day. Like once a week, twice a week works. Enough to get the stuff out. Get it out. You know what I mean? Get it out. Don't dwell. Don't dwell. Don't dwell. And if you're stuck, there's this other thing, and it's a mind tool that we call cognitive reframing. And it's from CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. Um, and it's like letting go of unhelpful interpretations, is what we call it. Finding new or more balanced ways to see a situation and changing your thoughts to change how you feel. Does that make sense to you? So it's also known as cognitive restructuring. Basically, when something happens, we often tell ourselves a story about it. Sometimes that story causes us unnecessary pain. Um, Say a friend didn't text you back. You might automatically think they must be mad at me. I always mess up friendships. You get that little twist in it, and that makes you feel bad. But take a step back. They might just be busy, or it might not have anything to do with you at all. Don't take it so personally. Let go of the negative thought spiral because well, it's actually down. You're spiraling down. I have not everything revolves around you. Need to remember that. It's not always about you. And therapists often help clients do this by identifying cognitive distortions. And that's distortive thinking. Thinking they must hate me. They're not texting me back. No, it could not have anything to do with you. Maybe they're just busy. Right? I used to be like this. Years ago, I would text Tom while he was at work and he doesn't text me back. Oh God, what do I do now to piss him off? No. He's at work, first of all, Sarah. You idiot. Why are you texting him when he's at work? You know he's busy. Right? Well, so I pretty much asked for it, right? Like, duh. Why are you doing that? Yeah, I asked for that. He's busy. It's got nothing to do with you. So, yeah. Cognitive distortions, exaggerated or biased thought patterns. Black and white thinking is what it's called. And then questioning them. According to cognitive behavioral therapy, when you change the way you think, you change the way you feel. Cognitive reframing is an evidence based technique to reduce stress and anxiety by shifting perspective. It's been shown to help with everything from depression to anger management. One study even suggests that individuals who are better at reappraising situations have higher psychological resilience and well being over time. Here's a 3-step approach you can try whenever you're upset. The catch: notice the distressing thought. Example, I failed at this task, hence I'm a failure. The challenge: ask if it's entirely true or if there's another way to view it. Did I really fail entirely? What are the facts? Perhaps I didn't meet my own high standard, but others still found value. Or maybe this was a learning experience, not a total failure. What's the other way to look at it, right? Change, reframe. Replace the thought with a more balanced one. I didn't succeed this time, but I learned something and can improve. This one setback does not define me, right? A learning lesson. All right? It's a learning lesson. By doing this, you're letting go of the original negative thought and the grip it had on your emotions and choosing a thought that leads to a calmer, more hopeful feeling. It's not about false silver linings or denial, it's about accurate thinking. Often, our first interpretation is harder than reality. All right? So, we've covered meditation, breath work, journaling, and reframing. All right. That pretty much sums it up. I did freaking good. Guys, an hour and 20 minutes. I did good. So you don't have to wait for a huge life event to practice letting go. In fact, it's the small daily moments that build our letting go muscle for when big challenges arise. For instance, imagine you're stuck in traffic and feel irritation rising. What? No. You could let go, you let that fester and arrive home angry, or you could take a breath, accept I can't change the traffic. Maybe even laugh it off by playing your favorite song, unless it's Move Bitch, Get Out the Way. That's letting go in action, releasing the micro stress instead of absorbing it, or say someone's snippy with you at the store, rather than stewing over it all day. How dare they? You can shrug and think maybe they had a rough day. It's not about me. It's not about you. Not everything is about you. These little choices prevent a buildup of stress and keep your day brighter. Just need to remember that it's probably got nothing to do with you. As much as we would like to think the world revolves around us, it does not. It doesn't. Hmm. I'm gonna skip over some. I had some transformative stories I was gonna read. I'm like, nah. But I do have a personal reflection. Um, I used to hold on to guilt over saying no to people because I had to set some boundaries. Um, I used to agree to every request to avoid feeling like I let someone down, and this led to burnout and, ironically, resentment. It was hard for me to let go of the guilt and need to please. What helped was reframing my belief, saying no sometimes doesn't make me a bad person, and practicing self compassion. Also, journaling out why I felt guilty and realizing it came from wanting to be valued. By letting go of that constant need for approval, I found I'm happier and my relationships are actually healthier since I'm honest about my limits. It's still a work in progress, but every time I set a boundary without guilt, I feel like it's a small victory in the art of letting go of people pleasing. I was a people pleaser. Yeah. That was me. Move, bitch, get out the way. Oh, yeah. That was my script that I wrote. I wrote a really long script for this today. No, unless it makes me late for work, and then I get really mad. But usually I leave. Well, I used to leave for work like a half hour early because I had city traffic I had to deal with. But yeah, move, bitch, get out the way. Oh man, that was funny. I have to be funny. It's me. So you worked out this morning, huh? You got me beat. I made my bed. That's a workout in itself. I have to do it while I'm on one leg. That's a workout. It's funny. I love it when my daughter calls me, on her Bluetooth when she's driving because she works on the other side of the city and has to drive through the city to get to work. And oh my God, she has my mouth when she's in traffic. It's so funny. And she's fine once she gets to work. She forgets all about it. But in the moment, holy cow. Oh, she'd call and I'd be like, "Hey, babe, how you doing?" "Oh, I was fine until this person pulled out in front of me. What the F is their effing problem? Jesus effing Christ." I'm just like, okay. Holy moly. She's just going on and on. I'm like, why okay. Are you running late? No. But I'm gonna be late because this effing person like Jiminy Crickets, kid. She's gonna be 24. I can't bitch too much. She can say whatever the hell she wants now, but damn, she is her mother's child. Holy cow. Yeah. Born Irish and raised by a sailor. Oh, the poor kid. Too funny. Oh, All right, kiddo, I'm gonna head out because I need to eat some lunch before I take my meds. And it's about that time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna try. The sun is shining, but there's so much snow. I know. She's so fun. She's so quick though. Like so quick. It's and colorful. Hmm. So quick and colorful. I can't stand. I love it so much. It's so funny. So funny. And she works in customer service. Oh my God. Too funny. Yeah. Too funny. Yeah. She always calls me when she's driving because she never has time. She's always working. She never has time. But I'm going to head out. So it was good to see you. Uh, I'll be on again Wednesday. So I'll talk to you again soon. Alrighty. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself. All right. Bye. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.